WTOL 11 News on Plus. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get to all of our top stories and more in just a moment, but first, let's get things over to meteorologist John Birchfield. John, there were more clouds today. Are you tracking any rain chances as well?
Yeah, Michael, there could be a few isolated showers as we head into the start of the week, but the bigger story is going to be the mild breeze that'll develop. Temperatures are going to be surging close to 70 degrees, and much of the day is going to bring dry conditions for outdoor plans, but a gusty west wind develops late in the day with an isolated chance of a shower or a rumble of thunder. Temperatures over the course of your Sunday have generally been just shy of the 60-degree mark. Hope you enjoyed the warmth today, even though it was a little more overcast after a sunny start to the weekend. High pressure is gradually moving off towards the mid-Atlantic, and that means clouds have started to fill on through, and there could even be a brief sprinkle of rain late this evening and overnight. Our next system currently a low situated over Wisconsin, and that is going to be bringing us showers into the start of the week. Looking ahead towards a very mild Monday near 70 degrees, but also rain chances. When you'll need that umbrella coming up in my full forecast. Michael.
All right, John, we'll see you then. The offices of the Ohio Attorney General and the Lucas County Sheriff are wondering if you know the whereabouts of Maskin McGraw. McGraw is a 16-year-old Whitmer High School student who's been missing since Tuesday. According to his father, McGraw was last seen on a Smith Road Ring camera just after 11 on Tuesday evening. He was last seen wearing a flannel shirt and a dark blue jeans and is described as being 5'5" and weighing around 120 pounds. Now, if you have any information on his whereabouts, you're asked to call the Lucas County Sheriff's Office at 419-213-4975. And Toledo police are continuing the search for 43-year-old Brittany Collins. Police say she went missing from Ravine Park Village and may be in need of medical attention. If you have any information on Collins, you're asked to call or text Crime Stoppers at 419-255-1111. An investigation is still underway this evening after a driver crashed an SUV into a West Toledo residential building yesterday. The crash occurred on Lewis Avenue and Cribb Street, and because of the crash, one resident of the apartment is now displaced. The Red Cross is currently working with this resident to help them find alternate housing. We have an update tonight on an attempted shooting in downtown Toledo last night. It happened on South Huron Street at the address of one of the restaurants operated by Culinary Mavericks, Souk and newly opened Sabira. According to court records, a patron, Matthew Exton, attempted to fire a gun at another patron, but the gun jammed. That led to multiple patrons subduing Exton, and we also are looking into Exton's charges. He's facing multiple charges tonight, including felonious assault and inducing panic. WTOL 11 has learned that Exton is a practicing attorney in Northwest Ohio. He was charged with carrying a concealed weapon in Dundee in 2024. Now, in that case, he ultimately pleaded to transporting a loaded firearm in a vehicle and paid a $500 fine. Now, we reached out to the owners of the 139 South Huron building, Culinary Mavericks. The owners released this statement saying, quote, "We are deeply grateful for the swift and courageous actions taken by our team, our patrons, and the Toledo Police Department in response to an isolated domestic incident which occurred at one of our establishments on Friday evening. Thanks to their quick intervention, the situation was resolved. The safety and well-being of our guests and staff are always our highest priority. We are fully cooperating with local authorities as they continue their investigation. Out of respect for the individuals involved and the ongoing legal process, we will not be commenting further at this time. All inquiries should be directed to the Toledo Police Department." Continuing on to a case that has rocked the Toledo area. The community got to say goodbye to 13-year-old Kimani Latigue at a public funeral service on Friday night. She was allegedly murdered by her own father last month, but her memory lives on. In addition to the funeral service, her life was honored at an Easter egg hunt. Children at Navarre Park in East Toledo searched for thousands of eggs, filled with candy, small toys, and tickets for bigger prize buckets. Several local businesses donated gifts and goods to the event to make sure kids had an unforgettable time.
Awesome! It was the best. Very fun, and it was what my cousin saw. Of course, it's going to be fun.
Especially when it was super fun.
Before the hunt began, there was a moment of silence for Kimani. And with the goal of bringing attention to community issues and advocating for change, a Justice for Kimani protest is happening tomorrow. The protest starts tomorrow at 12:15 with a balloon release and a prayer at Spring Elementary. Participants will then head to Lucas County Children's Services at 1 to make their voices heard. Those planning to attend are encouraged to wear shirts, bring posters, bullhorns, and pictures to raise awareness for Kimani and all children in need of protection. And we'll continue to track new developments in the murder of Kimani Lategue. You can stream our full conversation with 11 Investigates right here, right now on WTOL 11+. It's an in-depth discussion about the investigation, including full interviews and a full breakdown of the case so far. And the community is remembering another life taken too soon, 18-year-old Joaquin Simmons. He was killed during a shoe sale on April 2nd. That's when an unknown group met up with Simmons, attempted to rob him and flee, but he held onto the car to stop them. Simmons was dragged by the car for multiple blocks. The Whiskey Red Saloon hosted a celebration of life for Simmons on Saturday, with proceeds going towards medical and funeral expenses.
Hug your kids every night, keep them as close as possible, try to stay as involved in their lives as much as you can, because you never know when the last day will be that you're going to be able to see them again. And that's just the nightmare that we're kind of living in right now. So just hold your kids tight and just love them as much as you possibly can.
For those who weren't able to attend, an account with Simmons' name will be open for donations at the Jeep Country Federal Credit Union. A walk was held earlier today to honor the lives of every child killed in Toledo. It was organized by the man who planned the walk for Kimani Lategue last weekend, Davon Woods, a founder of Foster Kids Matter, which raises awareness for kids in the foster care system. Attendees stood outside the downtown courthouse to pray and remember those they've lost, including Philip McDermott, the father of a missing boy, who said he felt solidarity with the crowd.
If you don't have kids, then you don't understand what it feels like to have one go missing. But I wouldn't ever want you to have to feel that way.
In addition to remembering the lives lost, marchers expressed a desire to help McDermott and other guardians in similar positions find their children. Sunshine Communities in Maumee helps care for people with developmental disabilities in many different ways, including occupational therapy through the use of an indoor pool and hot tub. But while undergoing maintenance last year, some serious issues were found in the decades-old chemical and mechanical room. Laura Sandlin has more.
I wish pools start open and hot tub start open because I want to go hot tub and go swimming.
Since 2020, Khalil Cohen has been supported by Sunshine Communities. Every Friday, he would attend a class with other residents to receive occupational therapy at the pool.
Every Friday we go swimming. We change the clothes, go back to swimming and change clothes again.
Occupational therapist Bridget Archibek says these classes are significant and provide opportunities for people to do things in water they can't do on land.
The pool allows buoyancy, it allows for more movement. It actually, someone who might not be able to weight bear on land can do that in water.
She says the pool helps to further socialization, increase confidence and strength, along with other skills, ultimately increasing their independency.
It could be as little as throwing a ball back and forth, identifying colors of certain objects, talking with direct caregivers or with your peers. And eventually the progression is to get that all down in the pool and then transfer it to land.
According to Chief Philanthropy Officer Shannon Bova, the pool is not just for individuals' clinical and medical needs, but also the community around them.
It's looking around $400,000, all of those repairs necessary to make sure that we open up this very critical component of the work that we do here.
However, she says the hefty price tag for repairs haven't just closed off the pool, but also opportunities for those who rent the space.
From even something as simple as birthday parties for individuals that want to rent the space to therapeutic needs for the older population that may come here for water aerobics and or arthritis.
That was Laura Sandlin reporting. Now, we've been keeping you up to date on Reggie's Bike Shop closing, and today the bike shop was overrun with customers. According to the owner, due to increasing costs and the popularity of online shopping and box stores, business has continued to decline over time. He says ideally they'd like to sell the business, and come April 30th, the shop will officially be closed for good. But until then, the shop is open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And over at Bowling Green State University, over 150 students, community members, faculty, and staff gathered for its first annual Spring Day of Service. Attendees met at the Marvin Center before being split up into groups and heading out into the neighborhood to clean ahead of the new weather season. The program director says the university received a grant for the All States Foundation, which allows them to prepare and plan for the day of service, which was entirely led by students.
Huge benefit is that we are engaging our local community members and not just engaging students in BG, and being able just to connect with our community and our surrounding areas is really important.
The event was sponsored with help by BG Rotary and Civista Bank, and students say they're looking forward to next year.
What is up, you guys? This is Chase Bachman with your Sunday Sports Look Ahead. This week we are looking ahead to playoff hockey in Toledo. The Walleyes regular season ends Sunday night and means the beginning of the ECHL playoffs. The team starts by playing Indianapolis in the division semifinals. Game 1 is Thursday at the Huntington Center. Game 2 is Friday. Games 3 and 4 are on the road. Games 5 and 7 would be in Toledo if necessary. That's your look ahead to this next week in sports. Be sure to follow WTOL 11 for the latest in Toledo sports news.
And turning to that WTOL 11 weather forecast, if you like the spring feel this weekend, you're going to love Monday's forecast. Temperatures will be surging close to 70 degrees. However, there is also going to be an isolated chance for a late day shower or even a rumble of thunder as a cold front comes sweeping through the area. Temperatures have been just shy of 60 degrees over the course of your Sunday evening, and it's going to be almost 10 degrees warmer into your Monday with a balmy start to the week. Now, high pressure is gradually moving off towards the east coast, and that means sunshine is going to fade away into the start of the week. There is even a slight chance that we do get a brief rain shower that'd be moving in late this evening and into the overnight time frame. Here's a look at Doppler radar that does show you a little band of showers starting to work into the Hoosier State. Now, due to how dry the air mass is and how low the humidity levels are, I'm not really expecting most of these to even reach the ground. This is what we call virga. In other words, raindrops that are falling, but they're evaporating before actually reaching the ground level. Low pressure off towards Wisconsin. That is going to be bringing us those rain chances as we head into the upcoming week. So let's look ahead towards that Monday forecast. Temperatures are going to be surging into the upper 60s to even close to the 70-degree mark south of the Toledo Metro. Hour-by-hour timeline. Again, most of those showers this evening not likely to cause any sort of impact. Heading into your Monday morning, it is going to be a balmy bus stop forecast. In fact, temperatures are already going to be around 50 degrees when you're waking up. It is going to be a little bit more overcast, though, so don't expect too much in the way of bright sunshine. Heading into the afternoon, there is the chance that we do see a cluster of light showers develop. It's mainly areas south and east of the Maumee River that have the best chance to see shower activity as a cold front sweeps on through. And as that front moves on through, it is going to kick up some thunderstorms in southeastern Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, and that is where there is the risk for severe weather. For us here, it's going to be the breeze. That is going to be the most noticeable impact of that cold front sweeping on through with westerly winds that'll be ramping up. I'm not expecting any widespread thunderstorms for us. However, south and east in the Buckeye State, over towards Pennsylvania and West Virginia, there is a slight risk of severe weather shaded by that yellow contour on the map. The biggest impact of that cold front is going to be in the temperature department. We're already going to be close to the 50-degree mark as you're waking up and starting off the week at the bus stop. Heading into the afternoon, temperatures climbing to the upper 60s with a nice and mild feel. And as we look ahead towards Tuesday, it's back to reality. Temperatures are going to be only in the 40s as that front swings through the area. So plan on a much cooler feel and also a blustery one with west-northwest winds. A couple isolated showers will be possible as that front pushes on through. But again, it is going to be a dry frontal passage for much of the area. Tuesday could feature a few sprinkles as well with a gusty wind that'll be blowing in from the west-northwest. We do get high pressure back to the picture on Wednesday, and that means brighter skies that are expected and a milder setting Thursday. Temperatures are going to be right around that 60-degree mark. So weather impacts ahead do include some very light rain showers. It is only a 30% chance both Monday and Tuesday.